of the gap closing you really want against the Quinn. The only problem is if you go at the wrong time, you're going to get ganked. And it's the Azran bleeding off to the side.
I think we're going to see Shoepuff take out that pink ward and try to bait Chris towards him, and then force the fight with Azran there. So we're seeing him to put the plan underway, gets the blind and the vault, as well as that passive true damage, but cannot find anything as the Wolf's Claw having a bit of a rough time here. Actually doing a lot of good out trading against LeBlanc, especially with Peek and Wolf missing out on that tether. But Azran shows himself up top. We're going to see the Vault Breaker not connect out there. Descendants gets stopped out there by a Black Shield. Binding comes out, but nothing crazy. Chris still, once again, getting all that jungle pressure.
Yeah, a lot of pressure top lane onto Chris, and that's rough because even if you're winning your lane 1v1, the jungler comes in, gets you low health, and all of a sudden you're just like, well, I'm doing the best I can, but there's nothing you can do about that. So getting Quinn ahead, Quinn can be very, very abusive when she gets that. Oh, chain lands on the Wolf's Claw in the mid lane, gets locked up, but look at that damage traded back.
I'm pretty sure if he had that life form disintegration ray, he would have turned around and just killed Peek and Wolf, and or probably forced a flash out. But either way, that's some interesting trading from Vel'Koz.
Yeah, and I love the Vel'Koz trades because all you have to do is stack up 3 hits and you get a crazy amount of true damage that, of course, scales up as he does level. And it's really impressive to watch that because when you fire off the Lifeborn Disintegration Ray, you get a lot of that back. Now Azran coming around the side, a knockup, and there's the Disintegration Ray. Firing his laser, but not able to pick up a kill.
Yeah, down bot, Hungry 804, forced the flash away after getting Death Sentence. Drop the Black Shield on Rakiri to keep him safe, and that's what I was talking about there. That Death Ray is so good at counteracting the engage, but also he timed that knockup perfectly for the distortion from LeBlanc.
That was just really, really well played. Forces the flash out, and now see Chris trying to get aggressive here on a shoe puff, but just really can't do anything. There's the knockup, gonna come out here, finally gets it down. The ult's down, but Chris is just taking so much damage. Can he find that? Gets the ult off Wind Slash, but no kill.
Yeah, so unfortunate as some good kiting from Shapoof comes out, but either way, Chris gonna zone him away and force him back. So stays alive, and it's still just 1-0 with Tails having that first blood.
Oh, Chris is gonna run into Azran in the jungle. He's gonna try for the flip over the Baron wall, but that's the thick part of the wall. You can't get over there. And now finally finding some help there with Peek and Wolf. Azran's still in the area.
Oh, snipes out a little pink ward too. Helps Snuggles jungle a little bit if he wants to go for some countering of that one. And another pink ward on the side getting spotted out. So that's kind of been actually keeping DeWolf's Claw safe for a little while. So we'll have to see him buy another one. And with the items that he picked up, it looks like he's going for an early Haunting, guys.
You know, that's actually kind of interesting. I don't know exactly how you build Vel'Koz, and I'm not sure too many people do, just because he is so new, but early Haunting guy is, usually you'd see more of a Chalice build from Vel'Koz, at least that's what I see predominantly, and just watch it in solo queue. But the idea with Vel'Koz is that he has very low mana costs. So you can just sit in lane and farm things up with like 40 mana spells, 50 mana spells, and it's not all that bad because most of them are area of effect. You can get your farm on. Of course, the true damage gives you a lot of scaling presence there too. So going for early magic penetration, maybe that's the build, but especially against LeBlanc, you gotta get something tanky.
Yeah, alright, so that extra HP will come into effect, and now with blue buff on Peek and Wolf, he's gonna look for all that crazy harass. Well, Azran, maybe gonna head over and then give his over to DeWolf's Claw. I keep wanting to call him like Dave's Claw, I don't know why.
You just call him D.A. Wolf S. Claw, like he's an attorney.
That's
what I do.
That's,
I troll
that's
super
so hard.
with that.
That is too hard to do.
Alright, well, we have a return to top. Oh, chain will land, but distortion backwards, so nothing there. But Azran, he's trying to take his blue buff, doesn't know, gets snuggled. He's right there in the area, going in for the smite steal, and will get it. Smites it away from Azran.
He actually hate spiked it. He did not smite that away, so that was interesting to see. They looked like they're chasing down onto everybody else. Not going to go in that death sentence. They actually get to run away, and that was really, really good for him to get snuggled.
He hates spiked it. Hate spoke? What's spiked? I guess spiked is the past tense. But yeah, steals that away. There's a pink ward at the dragon. And to be honest, it's actually been Victorious Gaming that have been buying all these pink wards, but off of great roam and presence across the map. It's been great to see vVv take out not only all the pink wards, but now going in onto Azran, gets Snuggles, gonna find him out, has that red buff for the chase. Bacon Wolf's just gonna jump on in. There's the chain to latch and get snuggled. Picks up the kill.
Double distortion covers about half the screen, so doing a good job of Peek Wolf to chase him down. And with the kill going on to get snuggled, that'll help him out with getting the Spirit of the Ancient Lizard. While in the mid lane, Peking Wolf getting blown up there. There's the life form disintegration.
Oh, the
ray, and it will
laser.
pick up the kill. Laser beam going crazy. Now we see Valor up top trying to run away. She's flying as fast as she can, but Flash Stun and Wind Slash will pick up the kill.
Man, those gap closers are just too much for a lot of the AD carries to lane top. That's why sometimes you see maybe a Vayne up there, because you got tumble after tumble after tumble, and of course the condemn. But nowadays, Quinn having a little bit of a rough time. Had a CS advantage very early on, but it's starting to be evened up. And of course that kill, there's the play backwards right into the box.
Wow, and the Death Sentence actually picked up the kill. We see a dive in the mid lane, gets snuggled, gonna go down here. Double Wolf's transferred over to the Wolf's Claw. Meanwhile, down bot, double kill over to Gonti, and that's not the optimal situation for it, but you know, still securing the kills, and 2 assists over to Tails gives them some gold. And that was really fancy play by Gonti to get that all out before the Black Shield.
Yeah, before the Black Shield and the box just right at the perfect place at the perfect time. Also, you got to give some credit to Azran. Like you said, the single tank lineup here for Victorious Gaming. It's actually working out because of all of this early pressure. There's no big team fights. So for right now, the laning phase actually not all that bad. The big problem is once they break that laning phase and go into these team fights, what does a Quinn do in team fights? Like,
well, they're gonna hope that she can burst somebody down, Blade of the Rune King, maybe split push, but split push against the Riven is highly unlikely. Kiting the Riven is more likely. I wonder what he's gonna build. Is he gonna go the Infinity's Edge after Blade of the Rune King? Is he gonna go like a Shiv after the Rune King?
yeah, a lot of Quinns I see go Shiv, either like Shiv first for just wave clear, or like Blade of the Ruin King and then Shiv, and it gives you a lot of like kiting potential from the extra move speed, and of course the Blade of the Ruin King active, and a lot of stats like pushing power from Shiv, and then the lifesteal that you need. But the Wolf's Claw walks right in, it gets snuggled, immediate flash over the wall.
That was pretty fancy though. He dropped the knockup on the spot where they wanted to sit on top of him, just flashed over the wall, gets both of them with that. And they don't chase any further. Does actually pick up a ward though. That pink ward's gonna get pinged out. So Get Snuggle knows which way he cannot approach from.
Yeah, of course, because vVv do know it's there, they'll probably be clearing it out here in not too long. But you always have to be careful when you go to clear out pink wards. Oh, Chris is right there. He's going to go in on to Azran. He's in a 1v2, but you actually might want to fight this. Gets the knockup as well. But there's the life form disintegration ray. The laser firing at long range.
Oh my god, and they turn on the Peking Wolf now, do a ton of damage, and whoa, Valor, to me, will pick up the kill. Cutlass to slow down Chris. Gonna chase him down. If he can actually blow it up, he'll pick up the kill. There's the double kill. Now the Assault and Battery comes in, but there's a cuddling from the side, and the Wolf's Claw will pick up one with that fissure. They will end up losing Azran, unfortunately. They chase down onto possibly Quinn, but will they be able to get the target? It looks like he's gonna harass with red buff, slow down Tails just a little bit, get a bunch of damage in. Here comes Huggy, drops a black shield, throws it out a binding, and it connects. And there is the barrier, but it's not enough. The Wolf Skull picks up one, and Quinn will come in with the vault and pick up another one. That's a shutdown.
I'm pretty sure that's an overall ace, you know, not actually timed that way, but every single member of vVv dying right there. And I gotta say, I'm impressed by this Vel'Koz. Just so much damage, and that early magic penetration, great way to snowball. You can see that snowball starting to roll now. 4, 1, and 3. And in lane, where you'd expect Quinn to be strong, she's actually died. But out of lane, when she groups through these team fights, just so much damage and kiting, picking up 3 kills for Quinn, and of course those 4 for the Wolf's Claw.
Pekin will do some cheeky harass there onto the Wolf's Claw as he's backing. Gonna find the pink ward and take it out, and it looks like vVv is trying to get some pressure onto this Dragon Pit, but Rakari and Huggy both around, dropping wards and keeping it safe.
And now we got Chris back up to top lane, but you can really see that Blade of the Ruin King maybe a little bit ahead of schedule off of after all of those kills. Chris is actually pretty squishy. 0 tank stats in any of his items, other than, of course, I guess maybe the health from Dorian's blade.
Oh, and vVv actually gonna try to sneak this one out. They dropped the pink ward, cleared the board, and I'm pretty sure Victorious knows that this objective is gone, and it will even up the gold totals now, as it is even all the way across the board. We do look to see a blue coming in for Vel'Koz. He's gonna get the knockup, gonna take it down, and I thought they were gonna look to contest from vVv's side, but they just backed right on out.
And interesting to see the top laner, Shupuff, actually has already switched out his warding totem for a sweeping lens. Usually you see top laners stay with a ward just to make sure that they can, you know, always have the vision they need to stay safe from ganks. But especially against an Evelyn, you really want to go for that. Pekin Wolf just gets blown up. Holy shit! What was that damage? My body was not ready.
That was a full stack of passive and disintegration ray. We're gonna look to see Get Snuggle pop that Agony's Embrace. They try to chase him down, but he throws out a bunch of damage, and they cannot follow up any further than that. And wow, that Morellonomicon as well just completely makes the potion do nothing. The death ray just blowing through LeBlanc. That is crazy. Now a dive up top coming in with the Chris here. Valor to me comes in, gonna blow it up. There is the silence as well. They're gonna get the slows. Will they pick it up? Yes, they will, but at what cost? It's gonna be Shapoof going down. Gets snuggled, gonna be the next target, but he's able to pop that speed and back out, and so will Azran.
Yeah, gets snuggled with a nice play coming in right at the right time, but just not in time to save Chris. So Chris gets enough damage for Get Snuggled to at least trade out 1-for-1. But at the same time, man, this game is just so back and forth, and actually the overall gold and turret advantage going to Victorious Gaming. Of course, the dragon advantage will go to vVv. We'll see if they can keep that up when it does respawn here in about 4 minutes.
All right, and I really thought vVv would just take full control of this game, but Victoria's just showing me what's what, and just really, this Quinn is coming to effect the Vel'Koz. This is the first time I've seen it actually be really useful, so good job to them.
And I've never seen this build on any AP carry, the Haunting guys into Morellonomicon. I'm trying to think what other AP carries that would work
Annie?
on. I mean, maybe, but even still with Annie, that'd be a pretty weird build, because either you go like the tank Annie with Rod of Ages, or you just go like for straight up damage. Either way, it's pretty interesting, and working out 5, 1, and 3. That mid lane belongs to Dewolf's Claw.
Oh boy, so he's finished off the Cirque Shoes, so he's got that extra bit of penetration there. If he finishes up a Leandry's and doesn't go for like Death Cap or anything crazy like that, then his priority was that early penetration. So I'm wondering what the objective is of this build.
But actually, Pekin will go back onto that distortion. Not sure that's where you want to be. He's going to get hit by the side there, but Chris just going right into that. He immediately gets locked up by the Soul Shackles. There's the Life Force Disintegration Ray. Doesn't finish the channel, but the kill's still going down. Nice knock up there on a Pekin Wolf, and it gives the blue buff over to Ricari.
All right, so nice job with the jungler to set that one up, and even better play by Huggy to pop the shackles as soon as he saw Pekin Wolf come back in. So responding, I mean, as soon as he saw Chris jumping back in with that ultimate ready, so killing perfectly while Shapoof up top now gonna get initiated on by Get Snuggled on that ultimate, but does not have Valor just yet, so can't really want to force the dive there. There's a Death Sentence going in. We see Gaunty popping the box as well on top of that one. He will turn around while Snuggle chasing down, gets the ignite and gets the pop, and will take down Get Snuggled while Tails gets turned around, but has a lantern to take, and actually gets a trap while he's sliding through. So a nice little solo kill up top there by Quinn.
And so Tails makes it out mid lane, but the soloing power, you can't battle that dual-based AD carry. So much chase out there, and you actually really saw the Valor come into play there. Usually that's a skill that doesn't really get used a whole lot in team fights, just because you want that range advantage to stay safe. But in that 1v1, great chase potential, a lot of damage, enough to take out Get Snuggled.
All right, and a forced flash out of there from Huggy. 2 chains, not connecting out from Pekin Wolf either, so really interesting attempt to catch them out.
All right, so for now, the double Ruby Crystal build here from Azran, just want as much health as possible. Not sure exactly why, but you usually want to see maybe, I don't know, I want to see maybe more armor, because when you think about it, it's just Pekin Wolf who's going to be dealing all that burst damage, and he wants to burst down the back line. So if he blows up the tank, that's cool and everything, but that's all that burst damage that the carries don't have to worry about. And against this very high damage team comp from Victorious Gaming, it's been working out, getting a ton of kills here in the early game, but it's not, early game never decides things. It's all about how you play late when you group up.
I feel like that's gonna be a Black Cleaver and a Phage. If that is, then, well, that's cool. But, like you said, you need a tank. Some armor and MR would be really nice right about now.
Get Snuggles just waiting on the side. Wanting to go in, Death Sentence in, forces out the Black Shield.
Alright, so that's a bit of a cooldown for that one. We have 40 seconds left on Dragon, that's why vVv is posturing around there, looking to get some wards and make sure that they can ensure that objective. Meanwhile, more pink wards coming out in the same exact spots, clearing out the same exact wards as this lineup is just so dependent on that. They do land the binding on to get snuggled. He gets the 2-man ultimate, but Decidus is going to actually interrupt the ace in the hole. The Life Order Disintegration Ray comes in, actually picks up blue buff in the meantime, while the shackles and the binding connect on the Gaunty. They're going to be forcing him to actually binding goes on a snuggle with the pool. Slipe comes in, a bunch of damage, and auto attack from Carry picks it up. Meanwhile, Quinn going in the back line, taking down Pekin Wolf, chasing him out. There's the eyes, and who will pick up the kill? It looks like it's going to be Azran. No, Vault from Shapoof on that Quinn.
Yeah, Shupov getting in there and taking him down. That was fairly attractive play. I love the binding over the wall blind, and then you also have the carry kill over there too. It's just really great teamwork, and I'm actually really impressed. And also, we were speculating what this Quinn build would be. Looks like it's a brutalizer after a Blade of the Ruined King, so no way you can build defenses against that, and the flat penetration on that brutalizer this means way too much damage.
Oh god. Alright, he goes in, looks for a stun but cannot find it. Vault, they knock him back into the Baron Pit, let him take it up. He gets killed by the Acid Rain, but so does Morgana. You're gonna see Tails flash forward, get the kill on the Quinn there. Now Rakari and the Wolf's Claw are the only ones left to contest this one, and Snuggle now coming to back up the team. See a little bit of harass come through. The Baron is dangerously low, looking for a steal, and they do get it. Snuggle will pick that one up. They're trying to kite away with the Wolf's Claw, but Pekin Wolf is here, gonna land some damage. Rakari going into the line, gets a crit to pick up the kill on Gaunty. Meanwhile, Pekin Wolf gets his passive popped by the Wolf's Claw and seeing a little bit of a poke coming in, but not going to connect. And there's the Life Order Disintegration Ray. He doubled his swords.
Wolf's Claw.
And Ignite will pick up the cleanup kill, but that was very fancy play, but a nice steal from vVv.
Okay, so vVv get the 21-minute Baron. The only problem is I think they get it onto 2 people. Yeah, it's on Tails and Get Snuggled, and that's about it. So the nice, it's nice to see that, you know, maybe Pekin Wolf does have enough burst damage, even at 1 and 6, to pick off kills. But he jumped into a laser. I don't really understand exactly what situations that would be a good thing. And now the Cullen coming in here. Shoopup's just going in. He's already got that Yomu's Ghost Blade. Assassinates Tails and now gets snuggled. He's the last Baron buff out there. Will he be able to stay alive? Looks like no.
All right, so even better counterplay coming in from VG eSports now, as that'll be the Vault Breaker clean up the rest of that kill. They're going to get a dragon. Gaunty's going to come drop some wards and maybe run into them. But that Yomu's Blade of the Ruined King combination, you cannot escape Quinn when she's in Valor. So that's a very interesting build. You get some armor pen, you get some CDR. You can just slow people. That's pretty crazy.
And that's actually more of like a Master Yi kind of build, one that you'd want a lot of mobility and a lot of just assassination power. And you don't think about that for AD carries as being those, you know, assassin divers, but that's what Quinn does, and it's working out really, really well. 7, 3, and 4. If you want to talk about other interesting builds, it's a first item Leandri's Torment, as well as that Morellonomicon there on the Wolf's Claw. So no needlessly large rods built at all, where you do have that one on Pekin Wolf still looking for his DFG, but very far behind.
All right, and if that Blasting Wand turns into a Void Staff, this guy just goes all 3 items that just completely make sure you have no MR, to him at least. So I like it. I guess Volkaz's based AP values on the skills aren't that bad, so you can just skill full penetration and be fine. Snuggle now, gonna help. Actually, he took the blue buff away from Pekin Wolf. Oh no.
Well, that's gonna be a little bit rough. I mean, Pekin Wolf already had to go back to base, and that's cool, I guess, but that puts a lot of eggs in Get Snuggled's basket. And to be honest, against or on an AP carry that's so far behind, maybe having a blue buff on there wouldn't be the most effective. So maybe putting it back on your jungler, maybe a little bit more so. Top lane pushed out there, and we gotta talk maybe about CS advantages here, because they're going in different directions. Wolf's Claw has like a 60 CS lead mid. The bottom lane, even though Tails isn't having, you know, one of his standout performances, he's still ahead in CS by about 40.
That range advantage from Caitlyn just taking the ward out over the wall, so not having to go into a bad position there. Snuggled gonna get spotted out by another pink ward. That pink ward's been there for a very long time. And he's just going to back on off. And there we go. Once again, another ward getting cleared out. So some really good vision control from the side of VG Esports, as well as Pekin Wolf waiting on the side, maybe trying to come in. But he cannot really do that much, especially with the back shields right there.
Yeah, that black shield's just like, hey, LeBlanc, I heard you wanted to burst someone. Just kidding. It's not really going to work out. And that shield just gets more and more valuable as the game draws on. When you start a team fight, not being able to lock down one of these many carries is really, really going to be a big asset for Victorious Gaming. So VG Esports, they have a lot going for them as we progress here into the, I guess we're not quite in the late game yet, but you're starting to see some big items completed and a lot of strength here for VG Esports as they push in onto their second tier mid-turn.
Oh, and a little bit of a pause. So, get some time to speculate a little bit more. Let's see, DFG was completed up there from Peak and Wolf. It looks like Tails is having a wee bit of lag, so he'll connect back in just fine, hopefully soon. And Gonti has 4 kills opposed to the 2 on Tails, so if he had those 6 kills, that'd be pretty good.
I mean, we all know who's carrying that bottom lane right now. Gonti's Thresh has been putting in some work. So while we wait for Tails to get back in there, at least most of their kills are still in the game. The big difficulty, of course, has been that mid lane. The 1-6 versus 6-3 Vel'Koz. Turns out in his first competitive performance, he's doing some work. And the big difference that I want to see come out here for vVv is the presence of their dive potential. You've got the double assassins that can dive in there, Chris and Peak and Wolf on, of course, Riven and LeBlanc, respectively. And then really a lot of follow-up from Get Snuggled, who can not only start the fight and be a pretty big tank if he lands that Agony's Embrace very well, or more importantly, just chase things down. I feel like that's the advantage that the vVv really need to exploit, maybe more 1v1s, but having been behind in most of their lanes, even if you look at Chris's build, this is pretty strange for me. Usually you see a Last Whisper come out from Chris as his third item, but he's gone for the completed Black Cleaver first. With a team that does have an AP carry mid, usually you want to build that if you have an AD mid, but I don't know, interesting builds across the board. This is about the least standard game I've cast in a while.
You're telling me. Vel'Koz and Quinn showing up, and then Morgana kind of filtering in as to one of the top 3 supports apparently. And now a little bit of a siege from VG Esports. They're clearing out wards, letting Shupoof, I don't know.
I just said Shupuff.
Okay, that sounds better. And they're kind of rotating towards blue. They're going to look to clear out some stuff. Valor was just popped, though. Yomu's Ghostblade coming in. Is he going to dash and dive? It looks like no. Goes with a little bit of a drive-by in that Valor form. And pops the vision, seeing if anybody else is gathering up. It looks like they are. Tails is still pushing out mid, though, and that turret should take quite a bit of damage.
Why are you going to melee? Oh, Peak and Wolf dives in, and immediately the life form disintegration ray firing his laser and taking out Peak and Wolf. Now the dive coming in there, but gets snuggled off to the side. Huggy's gonna flash back out of there. Azran going back, and he will die there. It's a 1-for-1 so far. Successful turret defense there for vVv.
And a really, really key ultimate for Snuggled there to get that off on the 4 members. So actually hit about 3 or 2 from what I saw, and just slow them down and scare them away. So using that Evelyn advantage to sneak around. And now it looks like the side of VGE is going to go back, spend some money, and with 1 minute and 50 seconds left on Baron, they could look to try to secure up that objective for the next time, as it was stolen last time by vVv.
So vVv, they already starting to show, I'm pretty sure Chris just flipped backwards there. I'm not sure what I'm watching, but either way, Chris is starting to scale up there. He's starting to get his big core itemization, and while Peak and Wolf continues to have a very, very rough game, it's nice to see that vVv are still showing signs of life, especially with their engage potential. Get Snuggled looking very, very strong from the jungle, and when you engage onto a team comp that wants to stay safe and go back and poke, it's always a good thing to be able to do, and it's nice to see vVv still showing signs of life. But in the bottom lane, looks like the next point of focus here for, I guess for carry is the one leading the charge down there. It's an AD carry, but Chris, here to counter things out, might be biting off a little bit more than he wants to shoot.
Oh, gets knocked up there. Binding does not connect, but Ricari leading a bunch of damage. There's the Disintegration Ray, but the range is a little too short. Pills for Peacemaker Snipe comes in, but the Banshee's Veil will block it. Dissonance on the side does not find its mark. Gonti going to take a bunch of damage, not going to get knocked up. Looking for Binding. The Collins going to clear out the wave, and they're going to be forced to back out. Chris getting away just barely with his life, thanks to Get Snuggles Banshee's Veil. Oh, no. They're coming from the back. Quinn? Fowler? To me? Hello? There's Yomu's. Gonna go in? Nope, they decide to back out.
Alright, Peak and Wolf just decides to go in. There's a black shield to stop any more engage. Azran gets played back into the team fight. Very, very slowed out and gets taken down, gets snuggled. And more importantly, Gonti finding a great pick there for vVv.
Oh, and a nice little slow comes in from the Wolf's Claw. And that was That was a really questionable idea. They were like, I'm going in. No, yes, no. Papillon was Ghostblade going back in, and then he got caught by the death sentence, and that was, Azran taking a hit for the team, where Shupoof was in a horrible spot, but now looking to see him try to steal a golem, but eats a cue to the face from Tails there. Gonna see him tag up red buff too and take that one. So hopefully they don't make a play like that again, because that was really questionable.
Yeah, it was more Shoop-Up just going in there and he's like, do we go in? Do we not go in? Do we dive this turret? Really, I guess lack of synergy there. So you want to make sure you keep your team communication up, and there's a little bit less there. And it was interesting because Shoop-Up committed once and it was like, hey, do we want to go for this? Do we not? And then he popped the Yogos too, and he's like, well, now do we really want to go for it? And then didn't have either one of those. And now it's actually looking like a Baron, first Baron of the game. At 21 minutes, went to vVv. See if they can take Baron number 2.
All right, so a bunch of damage coming through. Azran is on the other side, though. We'll see them go over the wall. They're going to have the speed and get back out. Banshee's Veil's popped up there. That could have been pretty dangerous. Shupoof actually tags the Baron with one simple auto attack and eats a shot for it. And, they scared vVv away. They're trying to establish some control while Snuggled's still staying stealth and going to be able to spot out Shupoof. We might see a Death Sentence come in. Oh, he flashes away and will be able to escape, but that's a tier 2 going down mid.
Insta-flash, but Victorious Gaming, they actually caught vVv out of position. Chris is very, very strong. Very, very, very strong, if you want to put it that way, but we'll have to see if he can put his Vs to use here and engage. Shoop-Up does pop that Quinn ult, looking to get in there with a lot of dive potential right in onto Tails. Ace in the holes, following it up. Shoop-Up's got the 1v1 deep in the base. Now it's actually Gaunty. He's in the middle of Azran and Shoop-Up in the back, but it's more about the forward line as Peekaboo's going to try to dash in, flashes out, and manages to stay alive, but a huge dive working out for Victorious Gaming.
That was crazy. Shupoof just goes all the way in. He gets the ace in the hole and the assault and battery backup from Vi and Caitlyn. They get an inhibitor. They get to back off, secure that Baron pressure. If they want to go for Baron, it could be a little risky. Ooh, the Wolf's Claw. What are you going to do to get out of here? Has the Black Shield to stop the chain. I didn't know it actually stopped the chain when it was connected, but the more you know. And they're going to pop the Talisman back out and possibly just look to prep Baron again.
This game is absolutely mental, but that is the first inhibitor of the game going down mid. Now, that's not the worst inhibitor to have down, because as vVv, you can just push up the mid lane, and wow, Chris almost stopped VG from backing, but you can just push up the mid lane, stop the super minions, and then go do a Baron. Still has pressure on that area. The vVv have not lost this game just yet, but they do need to. Oh, chain will land onto Huggy, but there's a Black Shield. Stops the chain.
I think that seems a little dumb, because the chain is already connected. It should root you, because technically the ability is already going off, but Black Shield just stops it completely, I guess. But all right, the more I'm learning more every day. We're gonna see them start Baron.
Bottom here for VG eSports. He's farmed up a huge wave, and that's cool and everything, but Baron Nashor also pretty cool himself, and so it's gonna be up to Azran to maybe try for a steal. There's no ward coverage in the pit. You're gonna have to drop something in there and try to go over the wall. Finally, the ward comes in. Azran gets grabbed.
Oh, actually, it will be Tails getting the Baron. It's going to be able to get snuggled now, as they will try to cut him out. The ace in the hole does not connect, and Peeking with a one-shot Azran. Looking for a bit of a chase from Vel'Koz. The slow does go through. The knockup connects. The rift goes, and it will be Shupoof with the auto attack to pick up that one. Trinity Force, the almost Ghostblade and Blade of the Rune King to chase down anybody he wants in that Quinn form. Is he looking for a dive, though, is the question. I highly doubt he wants to do this, but he sees one, he sees two, he goes back in. Will he try to crit him out? It looks like yes, but it's not going to be at a good cost, because he gives double buffs to Peekin Wolf.
Almost. It appears as if the Quinity Force, not enough to pick him up that kill. He did dive in for a lot of burst. Still turrets going down here, but Baron Nashor, more importantly, here on vVv is going to really get them back in this game.
They're still surprisingly down by about 3,000 gold, so they're doing a good job of controlling those turrets, taking objectives that they can, but they're still down 2 Barons, and that's what's really keeping vVv in. Oh man, I really got to question that Quinn play to just dive in one before.
The Quinn dives this game have not been, I don't know, very well thought out. Ideal. It's cool to see that as the top lane AD carry assassin, you can dive in and almost kill the AD carry, but suiciding almost never a good idea. So want to make sure that we don't have to create a fund here for Shoop-Up, as he has not been. Oh, Gaunty though is gonna get in there. Chris pops that ultimate, wants to get back in there, but gets locked up in the back by Azran, blown apart, and now vVv in full retreat.
No, actually, Tails going back in with Pekin Wolf, and they will find a kill onto the Vel'Koz. While it gets snuggled in the back line, will get taken down by Rakari. They do find Tails another kill on the Vi. So that's so far a 2-3 in favor of VG Esports, who are now maybe going to try to stop them from stealing blue. Pekin Wolf's waiting on the side, spotting out that Morgana. He could go for an assassination, but decides not to. Oh, what are they going to do here? Looks like Tails is going to bait. DFG comes over the side, and one shot with the crits come through. Shapoof is going in on the Tails. Yomu's Ghostblade comes out, and he will find one more kill. As Pekin Wolf going to be his next target. Quinn is on the hunt. This isn't Sever. Dashing forward. The damage coming in from the dash. He just needed to pop it, but he got silenced. Pekin Wolf going to get chased out again. Going to throw the clone in for a little bit of distraction. Pops it over the wall. Distortion comes out, and he will dash forward and pick up the pecking kill. As Shapoof, 12-4. On Quinn top.
Quinn top, huh? I'm telling you, it's the Quinnity force. It's 12-4 so far. More importantly, against a laner, as Chris now 4, 5, and 9 is up 20 CS, but more importantly, just not having it this game. You can see instead of continuing to build offensive, he just built a Banshee's Veil, and that is not going to help him against. Shupuf's just diving the turret. All right, you're not a tank. You probably need to back off a little bit. Shupuf, man, just won all those 1v1s.
Oh, man. Quinn, you're seeing how good of a duelist she is. Pretty much, I don't think anybody can 1v1 her. Not even Pekin Wolf, because he could dodge away from the burst with the Vault, if anything. All right. Now, let's see. How much gold does he have right now? He's got 1,600 in the bank. What is he going to be his next item? Last Whisper? BT? IE? IE, I feel like would be logical. I think Last Whisper wouldn't be too bad either to get through, get snuggled. But, oh, Shapoof is going to get stopped. Going to have a red buff and can kite this, though. There is the shield coming in from Vi, and he pops the Valor. Can he go in 2v1? No, I don't think he wants to. Chris is going to actually spot out Huggy, but gets the shackles. Going to see Vi come in for the counter gank, and the Super Mega Rocket Ray thingy for Dave Wolfsclaw.
Hello, Chris? Are you okay? Please respond. Jumps right into a laser 1v4, and not where you want to be. Top lane, though, we could see Pekin Wolf make Rakari's life a little bit rougher, but he walks, did he walk through a ward? Yeah, the pink ward spotted him out, so Rakari will stay safe and sound for now, but without Chris and in a 3v4, this is not looking too good here for the defense, as vVv looking to lose their middle inhibitor for the second time.
Pekin Wolf's still staying up there with Rakari. That inhibitor's going to fall for free, so I don't know what the thinking is behind it from vVv. The calling comes out from Tails, and that's the inhibitor going down as they look to go for Pekin Wolf, who might run into them. Gonna see the chase out. No, slow doesn't connect. He distorts away. Yomu's Ghostblade comes out from the Quinn, and she is not done chasing yet. Oh, she chases all the way to the lantern, interrupts it. Gets a crit for the kill. Shapoof flashes out. I didn't know Quinn could do that with the E. There's a life form disintegration ray, but it will not pick up a kill, just throwing them away. And Quinn counters Thresh confirmed.
I had no idea that interaction even worked that way. I also didn't know that Quinn could dive into 5 people, get a kill, and get out alive. I think that's the first time that it's happened so far. Shupuf's been trying it a lot. Finally, nice to see it working out, but oh, get snuggled.
Every time Valor is up, you see Azra and just be like, I have Assault and Battery. They're like, let's go. And they just dive onto somebody, just completely blow them up. Rakari's also been left alone in the back line with his IE, his BT. He's got the PD. So many crits coming through. And this could be a free turret for them with 2 still dead from vVv's side, but they're playing it hesitant. Azran gets blown up. There's a claw. There's a hook onto DeWolf's Claw, but Tails picks up Rakari. So now we're looking for a turn here from vVv. They flash in, but the shackle's going to stun him up. Going to look to see if the slow. No, cannot find it from Vel'Koz, and they're going to back up with that one loss. Good hold from vVv still.
Yeah, vVv doing a great job defending their base, but at some point it's just not enough, as now 13 kills for Quinn. Quills there. I guess probably appropriate too. Heading back to base, and we'll see what he decides to buy up there. Decides for the Alacrity enchantment on Mercury Treads. If you guys were looking for standard 80 carry builds, you're not going to find them here. At least not on Quinn. Trinity Force, Blade of the Ruined King, Yogo's Ghostblade, and of course the odd Randuin thrown in there. It's working, man.
It is. And now a Banshee's fail too on the Wolf's Claw, so looking for a little bit more survivability. He picked up a Void Staff as that 4th item. So he does a ton of damage. I wonder what the last item is going to be. Is it going to be like GA? Is he go like super survivability and rely on that Ray to do the damage for the most part? Or will he pick like a Death Cap and just go crazy with that? But now we're seeing vVv trying to do a little bit of a brush camp / gank. Baron's up in 20 seconds. They want to try to go for this objective if they can pick up a kill or two here. So we're seeing them clear out the waves, and Gaunty being very patient, waiting around. Snuggled still sneaking through. We're going to see an Oracle's Lens spot out some wards there, as well as clear out a pink ward of their own. Destinus goes in into Huggy, and he will just get one shot. Meanwhile, on the back line, Vel'Koz looking for that raid, does do a ton of damage with it. Snuggled, gonna harass him a little bit, but get back out and get slowed for it. Destinus goes in from downtown. Azran will get taken down. There it is. Tails finds the auto attack for the kill. Baron is now live, and we should see the motion towards it, but they walk into a trap, and I think they're not gonna care and still go for it. Maybe not. No. Okay.
Yeah, smart idea. There's no black shield, and Azran as the jungler, no smite available to take it away. But just the poke from the Wolf's Claw has been so ridiculous.
Oh, Destinus does not hit the right angle. That's still stopping them from doing her for a little bit longer. Chris is waiting, throws up the blind, but it will get chased down for a stun. Flash Flay comes in, and he is going to get blown up with a crit from Tails, who now, with that, should guarantee the Baron. And we see the Single Silence popping up that Banshee's Veil, but they're going to go in. I don't think they should have a tough time getting this, but the Ray is almost up for the Wolf's Claw on that Vel'Koz. So maybe going to attempt to steal here while Pika Wolf gets blown up there. The Fissure not in range, unfortunately. And now Ricari, here's the beam. Looking for the steal, cannot get it, and Gaunty actually picks it up just barely, but trading his life for it. Ricari gets the snipe on the Tails there. The chase is on. The Talisman essentially comes out. Looking for a slow, cannot find a pops the Banshees instead. And looks like vVv will be able to get out of here, maybe? Can they catch Tails, though? No.
vVv, and more importantly, still need to heal. And because the wave is actually pushing, there's not a whole lot that Victorious Gaming will be able to do about this. They will be able to clear out a wave, but still need to take care of that big push top. You got double cannon minions up top lane. You don't see that too often. And with the wave pushing down bottom as well, this is actually a pretty big swing here for vVv. They've got the lanes pushing. They have Baron buff, which is really going to do a lot to make up for how much they are behind in gold. And then you look at the gold count, you realize that they're only about 3k down, and at 40 minutes, that does not mean a whole lot.
That definitely does not mean a whole lot. So we're getting towards that late game stage. Actually, we are pretty much in the late game stage. We're seeing item builds come through. We're seeing a Randuin's Omen on this Quinn top, so looking to duel out Chris, looking to stop Tails from blowing him up instantly now. So this is getting a little interesting. I wanted to see how the 6 item builds would look. It looks like another blasting one was completed up from Wolf's Claw. So that could be Abyssal Scepter, that could be a whole load of things, so we'll wait and see. Dragon's coming up in 20 seconds, and it looks like vVv are surrounding that objective and going for it when it comes up. But they might try another brush bait, and if VG Esports isn't careful, they're going to fall for it. Yeah, they're sitting there.
All right, yeah, you know that they VG Esports, they're not dumb. They know exactly what to expect, and that is either waiting for Dragon. All right, so vVv are going to wait for that, but there's only one place other than, of course, that Dragon, for vVv to go, and that is to try to find some avenue of approach to the base. And as long as you're ready with maybe like a nice Dark Binding, or just Azran starting a fight, you have so much damage to finish it. The only problem is that as we do draw here towards the late game, the early game advantages that VG Esports have had are going to kind of taper off. Having a Quinn has been cool for those nice 1v1 duels, but you're not going to find any more of those. And oh, Shoop-Up now split pushing top lane. This is kind of where you want all 5 of your guys defending base right now.
He could go in Valor and backdoor the middle inhibitor really easily if he wanted to, but Chris is actually going to go respond, so he's going to make it a 4v4 in that bot lane. No, he stopped his back. He got stopped by minions, so it looks
man. Like that minion stop is actually pretty huge. If Quinn's smart, she can actually just take that turret down very, very easily, or like you said, backdoor. And vVv, they're not looking to force this objective. They're not looking to, try to dive this turret and take it out with that one-man advantage. And the recall back to base, kind of confusing there from Shoop-Up, but he does get that wave pushing in favor of actually no, there's 2 extra minions, so this wave will still push top lane for vVv. That's actually really, really good to just get that slow push started and then capitalize on that by pushing another lane.
And speaking of pushing a lane, down mid, VG Esports go looking for the Death Sentence. Gaunty cannot find it. Pink wards coming out all over the place. This team is really good about their pink wards. Everyone is placing them. See a little bit of harass coming on to get snuggled though, but he sustains back up just fine with that Baron buff. Looks like they're gonna try to aggress in this mid lane. No more super minions coming down it. They can look for a pick or just flat up dive. And now Vel'Koz gonna get the auto attack off.
Gonna go in.
the Agnes Embrace, they come through. There's a Black Shield as well. Azraz goes in the backline onto Chris, but he'll get blown up for it with a Wind Slash. Double Distortion comes through as they chase down Wolf and Rakari. Nice knockup, and there is Quinn coming in the backline. Can he actually pick up a kill is the question. Hook goes in, but a nice McHale's to take that one off. Double kill comes in for the Quinn. Can he possibly pick up a triple kill? No, Rakari gets it. They do find Pika Wolf's clone. Chasing down on the Chris, though. They get the vault, they get the double, and Rakari going huge in that fight with the Quinn. This double AD is going crazy.
And that might actually be game. They can just run down the... Okay, it's
if they
probably
find
not
Pika
going
Wolf.
to be game. Oh, Shoop-Off versus Pika Wolf. He's going to try to find the blind. Distortion back away. He goes back to the...
What? Why would he do that?
He was trying for like the sneaky outplay, but I don't know if that was necessarily what it was about to take there. And yeah,
that's
with maybe some DCs coming in here, vVv will throw out the surrender votes. And Victorious Gaming game victorious once again, 37-25 in a 43-minute game. More importantly, a 16-5-10 Quinn performance, and the one of the first competitive Vel'Koz games working out so well.
Yeah, and Quinn. So that was crazy. We got to see 2 unorthodox picks. We got to see unorthodox builds, and they won.
What more could you possibly want from a Challenger game? This is the North American Challenger Series number 2. We're powered here by Chaos TV. I am Rapid. I'm here with EGAD. We'll be your casters for this evening. It's not just one game, though. It's a best of 3. So we're going to take a quick commercial break and head back in for our second game of the night. Stick around.